Yeah. Hey, let's get it.
See, this is the thing.
I'm in the mood, we can get it poppin', to be honest, what it do? I can hit up Alex, hit up Chris, I need the crew. 2.02, fam, I hold it down like we brothers from the war. I've been on the roll on 1,000 every time I touch the booth. Yeah, I'm shooting a conscious safety, jumping through the roof, I'm the truth. Triple bar threat from the line that I drew and I signed, cause I do at a time. If that profit just right, then that dealer be mine. It's a specialty, personal recipe, I be cooking up on all these beats. It ain't no competition for me, nobody touching me with the ink. I handle this like it's policy.
I've seen broken promises, absence of honesty. Honestly, got me trying to think if motives gon' change. Your 2 cents won't get pocketed. I gave benefit of the doubt and got back a mockery with no apology. So I'm sorry if I'm not sorry when certain calls hit my line and I decline like bad credit checks. It's capital one punishment. I lower my line limit for my patience for foolishness.
I kicked the door and they can't contain me, I need it more. You know I got it, I'm in the socket, charging the force. I'm in the stank, it's from away, living in Ois. 1,000 places, 1,000 miles, I'm there of course. Yeah, like pedal to the floor, heavy metal on the chorus. It's a solo from your boy, riding solo on the course. I guess I ain't have a choice, you can offer the whole world and still come up short. I'm trying to change that, erase that, I'm bringing that flame back and miss me with your energy. If you never gon' keep that, please. I be giving too much out for free, like time attention,
loyalty, love, and peace.
Switch up the pace and then lower the tone. I need you strong right, gotta prove people wrong. They testing my patience, I'm losing my trust. If I snap too hard, the beat might turn to dust. Thinking like Thanos, they thinking I'm mad. I just want some balance, that isn't so bad. They having discussions, how long I'ma last. AT Infinity, glad that you asked. This art forever gon' touch you. The album is tense like a muscle. I'm flexing my skills and my hustle. My vision is stuck in a tunnel, running through with no breaks and no huddle. Improving day in and day out, and they still try to give me rebuttals. So try as I might, bringing the lights and bringing the cameras, I'm bringing the action, and it's full of passion. They ask me what happened, the misunderstanding. I'll tell you the story, but it's in the track list. Through this music, I be talking to you.
I'm in the mood, we can get it poppin', to be honest, what it do? I can hit up Alex, hit up Chris, I need the crew. 2.02, fam, hold it down like we brothers from the war. I've been on a roll on 1,000 every time I touch the booth. Yeah, I'm shooting a conscious safety, jumping through the roof. I'm the truth. Triple bar threat from the line that I drew and I signed, cause I do at a time. If that profit just right, then that dealer be mine. It's a specialty, personal recipe. I be cooking up on all these beats. It ain't no competition for me, nobody touching me with the ink. I handle this like it's policy.
I've seen broken promises, absence of honesty. Honestly, got me trying to think if motives gon' change. Your 2 cents won't get pocketed. I gave benefit of the doubt and got back a mockery with no apology. So I'm sorry if I'm not sorry when certain calls hit my line and I decline like bad credit checks. It's capital one punishment. I lower my line limit for my patience for foolishness.
I kicked the door and they can't contain me. I needed more. You know I got it. I'm in the sock. the crew. 2.02, fam, hold it down like we brothers from the war. I've been on the roll on 1,000 every time I touch the booth. Yeah, I'm shooting the conscious safety, jumping through the roof. I'm the truth. Triple bar threat from the line that I drew and I signed, cause I do at a time. If they profit just right, then the dealer be mine. It's a specialty, personal recipe. I be cooking up on all these beats. It ain't no competition for me, nobody touching me with the ink. I handle this like it's policy.
I've seen broken promises, absence of honesty. Honestly, got me trying to think if motives gon' change. Your 2 cents won't get pocketed. I gave benefit of the doubt and got back a mockery with no apology. So I'm sorry if I'm not sorry when certain calls hit my line and I decline like bad credit checks. It's capital one punishment. I lower my line limit for my patience for foolishness.
I kicked the door and they can't contain me. I needed more. You know I got it. I'm in the socket, charging the force. I'm in the stang, it's from away, living in Ois. 1,000 places, 1,000 miles. I'm there, of course. Yeah, like pedal to the floor, heavy metal on the chorus. It's a solo from your boy, riding solo on the course. I guess I ain't have a choice. You can offer the whole world and still come up short. I'm trying to change that, erase that. I'm bringing that flame back and miss me with your energy. If you never gon' keep that, please. I be giving too much out for free, like time attention.
Loyalty, love, and peace.
Switch up the pace and then lower the tone. I need you strong right, gotta prove people wrong. They testing my patience, I'm losing my trust. If I snap too hard to beat, might turn to dust. Thinking like Thanos, they thinking I'm mad. I just want some balance, that isn't so bad. They having discussions, how long I'ma last. AT Infinity, glad that you asked. Yeah, this art forever gon' touch you. The album is dense like a muscle. I'm flexing my skills and my hustle. My vision is stuck in a tunnel. Running through with no breaks and no huddle. Improving day in and day out. And they still try to give me rebuttals. So try as I might, bringing the lights and bringing the cameras, I'm bringing the action and it's full of passion. They ask me what happened, the misunderstanding. I'll tell you the story, but it's in the track list. Through this music, I be talking to you. Hey, let's get it.
See this at the team.
I'm in the mood, we can get it poppin', to be honest, what it do? I can hit up Alex, hit up Chris, I need the crew. 2.02, fam, hold it down like we brothers from the war. I've been on the roll on 1,000 every time I touch the booth. Yeah, I'm shooting the conscious safety, jumping through the roof. I'm the truth, triple bar threat from the line that I drew and I signed, cause I do at a time. If they profit just right, then the dealer be mine. It's a specialty, personal recipe. I be cooking up on all these beats. It ain't no competition for me, nobody touching me with the ink. I handle this like it's policy.
I've seen broken promises, absence of honesty. Honestly, got me trying to think if motives gon' change. Your 2 cents won't get pocketed. I gave benefit of the doubt and got back a mockery with no apology. So I'm sorry if I'm not sorry when certain calls hit my line and I decline like bad credit checks. It's capital one punishment. I lower my line limit for my patience for foolishness.
I kicked the door and they can't contain me. I needed more. You know I got it. I'm in the socket, charging the force. I'm in the stang, it's from away, living in Ois. 1,000 places, 1,000 miles. I'm there, of course. Yeah, like pedal to the floor, heavy metal on the chorus. It's a solo from your boy, riding solo on the course. I guess I ain't have a choice. You can offer the whole world and still come up short. I'm trying to change that, erase that. I'm bringing that flame back and miss me with your win.
This is sports talk and everything in between.
Computer systems are offline.
Anonymous. I'm in the mood. We can get it poppin', to be honest. We here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sports Talk and everything in between. Ivan, it's at about 50 seconds. You should be able to know that, though, at this point. I am your host, T. We don't have everybody here yet. It's throwing me off. It's throwing off my intro. But I'm just going to do like Kenny Pickett and work with what I got. You understand what I'm saying to you? Joe, I skipped the whole thing. Y'all let me really fumble the intro. I really want to start over. I ain't gonna lie.
So can be quiet while you do the intro, man. I'm just sitting here waiting to get introduced. That's all I'm doing.
I know, bro. I'm hold on. Actually, this give me a perfect opportunity to check the audio because ain't nobody hopped in here yet. Hold on. Joe, say something.
Still here and talking normal.
Double M, say something.
What up?
I'm listening. Okay. Yeah, that should be fun. All right, cool. Great. All right. Let me. I'm gonna run the intro again. Ivan, now about 2:15.
This is sports talk and everything in between.
Computer systems are offline.
Anonymous.
I'm in the mood. We can get it poppin' to be Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sports Talk and everything in between. Season 4, episode 4, because we in week 4 and I'm ready to go. That was so much better than the last intro I just did. I am here with a couple of my friends. Double M, say what up to the people.
What it do, baby? It's about time. Pittsburgh.
You got terrible latency. Let's try to figure that out on the go. Joe, say what up to the people.
What's up, y'all? I forgot to say this before we got started. You know, I jumped in a little late, so I'm put it out there now. Just sat down to start eating my food, so I got some real Tiz energy going on. So just keep that in mind as we go along.
That is insane. And somebody that I hope will show up soon, Gabe, because he has something to answer for. But regardless, we gonna keep it rocking like how we got it right now, because we are them. I'm him, Joe's him, Double M is him. We do this. And I'm excited to get into this episode. We got a nice little slate in front of us. Joe, I have a good conversation for you. I'm sure you got a pretty decent conversation for me, but guess what?
What?
Oh no. I almost went real childish and said chicken butt, but that just would not have bode over well for this audio experience. As always, I've been saying everybody needs to check the link in the description for, like, you know, all the links to the stuff. And you know what? Guess what? It's never been there. It's never been in the description. It's actually in the description now. If you look in the description, podbean.com/sports talk if you want your first month free of unlimited podcast hosting. All you gotta do is hit that link, tell them that we sent you, and your first month will be free. You got 1 month. If you put out an episode a day, that you can do 3 seasons, 10 episodes each in 1 month. And you could do that every day. And then, to be honest, go get somebody else link. Use another email. I don't care. Just as long as you use ours. And also, Linktree. My bad. What you said, Joe?
Is it run them numbers?
Run the numbers up. Run it up. Linktree is also in the description. That's where you can find our Instagram, our Facebook page, and the other stuff that we do. Now, moving on to the show. I don't know where to start, because we usually start with fantasy, but Gabe's not here, so I guess we can't start with fantasy. But we gonna get to fantasy.
Got some answer to do.
I've got some answering to do.
Yeah, you got some answers when we get to fantasy.
Oh, for fantasy, okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see.
He said that he said that so nonchalantly. Oh yeah, I can see that. Like, hey, but that's a conversation, Joe. You looking iffy. What's going on with? Nah, we'll save it. So I guess we can get straight into the NFL recap. I addressed the elephant in the room. We lost to the Jets. Guess what? Don't care. I don't care. Because this is the end of an era. The end of Mitchell Trubisky's era. Now, I do not share the same disdain that our fellow co-host does for Mitchell Trubisky, but it was time. I would have gave him maybe one more week. I said at the beginning of the season, 5 weeks. And if they less than 500, put Pickett in. But it seemed like Mike Tomlin just got mad and put him in. 2 TDs, 3 picks, none of which really was his fault, I guess, except for the Hail Mary. Chase Claypool, you gotta catch that. You gotta catch. It's a lot of drops. It's been a lot of drops. But nah, it's Mitchell Trubisky. Like it's been a lot of drops, yo. But you know, what can you do?
That's crazy because whenever players are dropping the passes that Aaron Rodgers is throwing, it's Aaron Rodgers' fault. So
it is his fault. I don't care.
Okay,
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Sure. Just had to confirm.
I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because y'all talk about him like that can't happen. Y'all talk about him like, hey, he's the best thrower of the football. He put it everywhere. So, like, if he throwing perfect passes, then it need to be perfect catches every time. You know, you could go out there and line up, and you could carve up a defense the way he throw the ball. That's why he don't get no pass from me. It's your fault.
How is it our fault, bro? We can't. He can throw the ball, but he can't make nobody catch it. You see the passes. You see where the ball's landing.
When you say how is it y'all fault, it's the same way it's the Cowboys fan fault that I hate the Cowboys. So, I mean, it ain't like it's a foreign concept, Joe. It ain't a foreign concept.
I got you.
But you know what? I'm gonna let you get your jokes off, or your acknowledgement, or your objectivity, whatever you're gonna be. Joe, I'm gonna throw it to you first. New York beat Pittsburgh 24-20. You pick Pittsburgh, me pick Pittsburgh. Double L pick Pittsburgh. Tiz and Gabe pick the Jets. What you think? Did you see any of that game? Did you get highlights? What you
think? I saw some of it.
Gotcha.
And it's honestly it's tough. It's tough for Mitch. I feel like he went into the season knowing, like, eventually I'm not gonna have this job for very long. I gotta do what I can to try to raise my value, and everything that the Steelers have shown with him him starting at quarterback just doesn't seem like it's risen his value at all. It doesn't look great for him. Next season, it was a tough situation for him. Either way it went. But as far as the game, it was very surprising. Very surprising. I thought about making fun of y'all several times, but you know, I didn't think it was over until it was finally over. So that's why you didn't receive any calls from me until the end of the game.
And it kind of wasn't over till it was over. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you off.
No, I mean, yeah, you said it. It wasn't over until it was over. There was always a chance until the last play. But man, it happened. The Jets are putting up points.
Yo,
what's going on with the defense though?
What you mean?
The Jets are putting up points on y'all.
Cam Hayward got hurt. We don't have TJ Watt. I mean, it's only but so many premier players you can, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, they got one touch.
Is he out? Is he still out right now? I remember he got hurt like the first or second game, but then he came back. Is he out again?
Hayward got hurt in the middle of the game against the Jets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bro. And I know it's a toss-up whenever people start bringing up injuries, but like, I think the data shows when we don't have the pass rush that we known for, it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's just get difficult. Like, things get dark, bro. Minka be playing lights out, but he can't do it by himself. Literally. It's just, I don't know, man. I think when we get TJ back, and I don't know the extent of Cam Hayward's injury, but I mean, that first week against Cincinnati, the offense was so abysmal, but that defense was so crazy when we had all the pieces. I'm not chalking a whole bunch up in that loss, you know what I'm saying? And I told you last week, until we get TJ back, we might not win. That's just what the numbers say. But I know Double M itching to get in. I want to get a flow to Double M.
No, I think it's, you know what?
Oh, you got a bad little Wally effect.
What?
It's cutting out. It's doing that thing again. Is that gay?
What about now?
Yeah, you good now.
No, I mean, I think that he was fine until they drafted Kenny Pickett. And then after they drafted him, I think he been playing, I don't want to say scared.
Yes, it is.
The word I'm looking for.
That's the word.
But he don't, you can't play that way. I mean, he has all that ability. You see what he did in Chicago, despite his circumstances. But he didn't have to look over his shoulder. Some people can't play when they gotta look over their shoulder. And so he playing with no fire. I've been saying this since week 1. He ain't just doing nothing to make them lose. But he ain't doing nothing to make them win either. He just out there. And people, you gotta have them people that play with some fire. And if nothing else, Kenny Pickett has that. TJ Watt has that. Cam Hayward has that. Minka Fitzpatrick has that. So that's why they don't have a winning record when TJ Watt is out. The defense don't even play the same. Because he's a game wrecker. So, I mean, it's about time that they made the move. I wish they'd have made the move after week 2, after the second game. But, you know, it is what it is.
Man, and it seemed like them players, like, really ride for Kenny, too. It was like a new, I'm on like a new electricity in there, you know what I'm saying? When they brought him in.
That's why, but I've been saying that since week 1.
I know, but
he
I'm
brings
like,
energy.
I'm thinking, give him a chance. But he had his chance, and he went to bed. Sit down. But I have to put a pause on things because I see somebody sitting in here muted. I spy with my little eye something named Gabe in the chat. He's in the chat and he's muted. I don't know if he's busy. I don't know if it's shame. Oh, here we go.
We interrupt the conversation. I am very respectful of that. I'm a humble young man and respectable tonight.
Why is that, Gabe?
So, I totally was in the middle. To our constituents, I apologize. I was in the middle of taking care of something. Couldn't get on here and do my opening soliloquy because I was supposed to do this, y'all. So let me make sure I bring up ESPN so I can see effectively how to keep my word to my brother and my friend, the one who has allowed me to be a part of this platform and have a good time on the week. So, ladies and gentlemen, according to the score as of right now, our show host, GOAT, I call him Boss Man T, in fantasy football is at 105.32 to my 89.74. And you know what? I was going to come on here because, you know, he already know I've been bull driving with him and joking around with him and harassing him all this week about an internal trade. But that ain't got nothing to do with that trade. I'm going to tell y'all what's the real deal. I thought the dude was a joke, y'all. I thought he know what he was talking about in fantasy. But this guy, ladies and gentlemen, Boss Man T, Boss Man Trevor Thing, is a legitimate fantasy football aficionado. And if my ding dong tail had to listen to this aficionado, I may have just won against him. Because he got, listen to this, y'all. He got JB from Cincinnati put up 25.8. Now, Najee Harris, hey, look, they had bad game. We already been talking about it. The quarterback didn't know what he was doing. They was messing his flow up. So hey, Najee Harris, Najee baller. I ain't gonna lie, Najee baller. We got a quarterback, he good. Now the two boys that just went to bed, and I told him that with Chase Edmonds and Jalen Water. So hopefully he, at least his aficionado, will listen and get rid of them two, because he a trade aficionado too. He gonna end up getting rid of one of them and parlaying for some pretty good picks. Now Greg Dortch, I ain't got no words on Greg Dortch. Disney, he the only one that saw Disney last week and said, you know what? I can see in the future that this guy is gonna put up some fantasy points. And how did it feel? He got this dude off the trade. He ain't trade for. He got him off a free agency and fantasy with. He put up 15 points. Yeah, he made a trade that I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how he pulled off, but he pulled off. The dude got Nick Chubb. Not even a starting running back. There's no flex running back. Boy, man, when he got Nick Chubb, I said it's over for me, y'all. I knew it was over for me ain't that, man. And I was upset because I'm like, how in the world did this dude scope Nick Chubb? It's roasted. Then you just gonna add even more points on the ferocity. It's ridiculous. Then we got the Steelers D who just went on the Jets. And how in the world does Chris Boswell put the same points up that my kicker Justin Tucker did? I don't know that.
We can't get in his zone.
I can't figure it out for damn my life. So with all that being said, my guy beat me. Congratulations. He's an aficionado. What y'all hear on here about fantasy teams and players and what he talking about, he know what he doing, y'all. Let's clap it up for Boss Man T.
That joker that took the floor and took all my heart for clowning him out. I can't go at him the way he just set me up for greatness. I can't do it. I cannot talk bad about him. I can't bring up how DeAndre Swift was on the bench with 0 because he was hurt. I can't bring up that I should have started George Pickens or DJ Moore because both of them put up significant more points than Greg Dortch. I can't even tell him that there is a, 12% chance that he might win. Because of just how great.
Hey, I'm a man of my word. I'm all 100% aficionado. Because I even went back and did the scope. And even if I had to put Herbert in, I still would not have won. Now, I wouldn't have lost as bad as I'm losing now. I probably would have been in about the 100 points. You would have beat me probably by 10 points. But that shows y'all, you an aficionado, if you can pull that out. If you know where your weaknesses are, and you can go and clear them, and still not lose no playing good better, you aficionado. Mad respect to you, man. I'm going to be more prepared next year. Do what you do. Now, another note. Paul, that Steelers lost. I told y'all last week the Steelers gonna lose.
You did.
Y'all laughed at me. I said the Jets gonna beat the Steelers because Trubisky, he ain't it. I've been telling y'all that since we started this season. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. You're coming out the shadows now. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. I was mad when we drafted him. We drafted Trubisky over Deshaun Watkins. Are you kidding me? Who else came out of that draft? Somebody else. Did my homeboy come out of that draft too?
Yes, he did.
Hey, so let's tell you how dumb we are. These folks saw Trubisky, who played in the ACC. The only person he probably played against was Deshaun, the Clemson Tigers, and he didn't win that game. And somehow we think Trubisky gonna be able to come and play in Chicago. Then we got my homeboy, who ain't necessarily winning this game, because Texas Tech really wasn't that good all over, but was freaking airing the ball out like it wasn't nothing.
If I had to shoot the Bears some bail, though, Gabe. Wait a minute, Gabe. If I had to shoot the Bears some bail, does Mahomes become what he becomes if he goes to the Bears?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna give probably like 75-25, or maybe we do 60-40 with Andy Reid and what he did with my homeboy. But you can't teach skills like that, man. I mean, come on, man. We know. All right, Joe on here. He knows a good quarterback can overcome a dumb coach. I.e., the dude that's in Dallas right now.
Big Mike.
He's in Green Bay.
Steve Griffey said nope. But here is something very interesting. Matt Nagy was the coach for the Bears that year, wasn't he?
Exactly.
And Nagy is with Kansas City right now as the offensive coordinator, and they look real good.
Exactly. And you know what Matt Nagy doing right now? He's sitting up hitting his head every single day saying, why the heck we take Trubisky, and when we had to do it, we could have took. Because matter of fact, I think they took him two spots before Kansas. I guarantee Kansas was like, Chicago gonna take my home. Chicago gonna take my home, and Kansas did the trade, moved up to that spot and took my home, boy.
Well, I think it was didn't y'all draft Trubisky and then Kansas City traded up to get Mahomes?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
After Chicago bypassed him, Kansas said, oh no, this boy ain't going nowhere. And when it got him. Matt Nagy would still be the coach. Chicago would be relevant. We probably still had a dude that went to San Diego, the one that came from Buffalo College. You know what I'm talking about, the linebacker. Yeah. We already had a safety. We had two linebackers. We just needed the quarterback. We could have added the pieces around that. But no, we got Trubisky. And I told you, Trubisky ain't it, man. So finally, I can get off to Pittsburgh and say this, and I'm done. I'm officially off of Pittsburgh's bad bandwagon, and I'm on support wagon now because Tomlin made the decision that I've been waiting on him to make, and that's to put Pickett in. So let's go Steelers.
Let's go. Go ahead, Double M.
Yeah, but Gabe, Trubisky did take the Bears to the playoffs.
I'm sorry, man. All right, so Double M, if we really go back, like I don't have it in front of me. If we go back and look at that team, they had a decent team. You remember they had, if I'm not mistaken, Hester was still there, wasn't he? Montgomery was still young.
That's what I'm saying. They had all they needed was a quarterback. At that point.
And we put Trubisky in as the quarterback. And you see how far he got us. Imagine if Mahomes had that team. Come on. Trubisky just saying, hey, man, sometimes you just gotta you gotta take what you see in front of you. They saw his body work. That's why I don't get why Carolina won't Baker Mayfield. I really don't. But hey, you know what it is.
We're going to get into that too. Man, you know what? Before we leave fantasy, Double M, I'm going to give you the flow. Because I know you got smoke for Joe. I support my brother. But I was talking to Joe Sunday and he wasn't trying to hear me. So, you know what I'm saying? It's out of my hands. Double M, let him know.
Oh, okay. Joe, now for 2 years, I've heard about how tough you was in fantasy. You didn't make the playoffs last year, and you barely making it. You might make it this year. What's going on?
First and foremost, I would just like to mention something that's very sad that's come to my attention now. I'm yet again a man on the island, being one of the only non-Steeler fans on this podcast. It's very lonely out here. It's very lonely. But to answer your question, Double M, last year was a fluke. It was a fluke. Because, and not to mention, I've only been playing fantasy football for maybe, this is like my third year?
Yes, it's been 3.
I did great. Did fantastic. I stuck with my team. My team was doing great. I drafted a lot of my team in that fantasy. But last year, I had a bunch of freak injuries, and they just kept coming at the times. And then I ran into a couple of great players. I ran into Derrick Henry getting like 60 points. I ran into Patrick Mahomes scoring 70.
He got everybody best game.
It was freak occurrence.
It happened like 7 times.
It was almost
I couldn't believe it. Some weeks I just couldn't even believe it because I would have great weeks, but then somebody would just have an amazing.
I think it was one time. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be remembering this wrong, but I think when he played May last year, his team came up super short. Like he put up like 80 something, and she put up like 160. Like she had no business putting up that many points. Was that May, or I'm trying to think of who that was. I cannot remember who that was, but Joe was like, I just can't escape everybody giving me their best game.
I can't even explain to you what happened last year, Dublin. It was just a bunch of freak occurrences on my side as far as injuries, and then on the other side as far as everybody having their best games. You can say what you will about that year, because I'm throwing it away. I gotta have short-term memory loss with that year. I can't even think about that. But this year, I'm definitely taking a more strategic approach to it. And I've had a slow start, but even tonight, I'm pretty sure I got tonight in the bag. I'm gonna put it out there just in case they listen in on the podcast. Washington Owls in the sports talk podcast league. We going back and forth right now. He got Brandon Ayuk. I got Deebo Samuel. Whoever put up the most, we gonna pull it out. That's who pull it out.
It is very close. If y'all can, go look at his game.
I just looked at his game.
Oh my goodness, Gabe. Go look at his game. This is nuts.
I'm owned by 2 points going before all that, so even if they make the same, I'm already up by 2 points.
Oh my goodness, man.
So, and all that being said,
Debo need to really have a good game.
I mean, not really.
He just got to do better than Ayuk.
They just have to have the same game. If they both perform the same, then
he's not.
What are you talking about? It's
he's not gonna outplay Ayuk.
All right, man.
But he's not gonna outplay Ayuk.
Nah,
I think,
hear me out, Joe.
Do more runners.
Joe, what they point out is, yeah, Ayuk has only beat him by 0.2 points, but you winning by 1.2 points. So like, it's kind of significant when you start getting that fine of the points.
Y'all don't think I noticed? I've been watching this since Sunday ended. I understand this. I very much so understand where I am right now.
You know, you're the only game that like it's up in the air.
No, I didn't know that. Because why would I go and look at that?
No, but this is the thing though. If I'm the Rams and you're the Rams defensive coordinator, who are you gonna give more attention to? Ayuk or Deebo Samuel?
Deebo.
So Ayuk is going out. He's gonna out fantasy him.
I don't think so. Not necessarily. It's gonna come down to splash plays.
Also getting running back touches too. He's not just getting receiving touches. He's getting running back and receiving touches.
I understand.
All right,
but I'm just saying.
It just sounds like you want to prey on my downfall. That's what it sounds like. It just sounds like you want me to
prey. You know why? Because you had the opportunity to not be in this position.
Say again?
He said you had the opportunity to not be in this position.
To not be in this position.
Because of the trade you offered?
You wanted to trade? And what did that running back put up?
He put up numbers this week.
30. Joe. He averages double digits. He's averaging more than Jonathan Taylor for the season.
Okay. I hear what you're saying.
Hey, hold on, Joe. That always got me. Whenever like somebody is trying to do a trade and they really pointing out how trash your person is. Like,
I'm not doing this based off of what he's putting up these past 3 weeks. I'm doing this based off the knowledge of the team and what they have to do in order to be successful. And so I'm counting on the fact that they'll need Jonathan Taylor to be able to establish his run dominance as he has and be able to go forward, later on this season and play like he does. I'm not going to trade that away for a couple of good weeks from a running back who's on a team full of great passing options.
Yeah, Joe, but okay, first of all, you went and got Matt Ryan. They're not just run centric anymore. They're gonna throw the ball. Second of all, these teams have had a whole year to look at Jonathan Taylor. You don't think they're loading the box? He's not Derrick Henry.
I called that. I called that.
Even if he's not putting up Derrick Henry numbers, he will put up good running back numbers once the team itself actually starts to be successful in what they're doing. Because the Colts are struggling right now too. Just as a team, they're struggling.
Time will tell. Time will tell. Let's move on. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I just say this. I'm glad Joe used the logic he did, because I would have made a mistake.
I mean, I'm not even mad about your trade. It would have been different if you offered me that trade and then I didn't have anything on my bench and I could really improve myself if I would have made that trade. But on my bench, I got 28 from a running back and 17 from a receiver. And these are people that can do this down the road and look like that they will be able to have the same production.
I know you talking about Rashad Griffey, bro.
Rashad Griffey?
Penny, my bad, dog. I'm looking at the chat.
No, I'm not saying he's gonna do 28 every week. I'm just saying, he's the number one running back. The Seahawks are playing well. Geno's playing good. If Geno continues to throw the ball well, it'll open up the run game. And so he'll have an avenue to be able to play well.
Well, listen, Griffey said, I think he was talking to Gabe and Joe. He said you should have traded with him. Griffey is here in the fantasy league. He says people have been declining his trades. He's been looking for trades, but be wary of Griffey because he did win the podcast league last year. And he said that Ayuk is going to get like 8 receptions for 60 yards, and so you're gonna lose. He also says that Taylor's ankle is injured. So,
John Taylor's ankle is. Yeah,
I want to say this.
What on earth?
I turned down this trade.
You're going to need to run that back, Double O.
Oh, yeah, hold on 1 second. I had to disconnect him. He going to come back and it'll probably be smoother. Hey, yo!
That's crazy. You want to give him the warning?
Huh? Nah, because it would have disrupted the flow of the show. Now he going to come back and we going to be talking about this next game. New England and Green Bay. Joe, you're not off the hot seat. I picked New England. Everybody else picked Green Bay. Joe put an asterisk and said Green Bay by at least 10. And yet, with a third string quarterback, they had to go to overtime to the last second and win by 3. Joe, y'all in a lot of close games, don't you think, folk? Against questionable teams, don't you think, folk? I just want to get your assessment, and I want to see if you're going to sound delusional or not. Take the floor, Joe.
Well, I think you'll be surprised because it's going to be a very reasonable analysis.
Okay.
Because that wasn't great. That wasn't great. It wasn't great for a couple of reasons. It wasn't great because, one, we had everything was kind of going smoothly on defense initially. That's how we threw Brian Hoyer's head into the dirt and got him sent into the concussion protocol. But
a bit much.
After that,
a bit much, but continue.
After that, we got another injury to our backup corner, our second best corner, to Jair Alexander. Second best to Jair Alexander, not to Jair. But that kind of messed up a little bit of our defense. Our running game defense was pretty solid at first, but man, New England New England gonna do two things. They gonna defend and they gonna run that ball. They did both of those things. They defended pretty well. I feel like we got a lot less aggressive, and it was kind of like we were just going through the motions on offense. And they kind of got into that little rhythm of something they kind of did last season for a little bit. They would run the ball twice, do nothing, and then try to bomb it on third down. And sometimes that works great, but other times that puts you in a bad situation to where it's hard to actually get the first downs. And it makes this real predictable because they was putting some heat on the quarterback. But all in all, I mean, we were able to execute the defense, tighten up enough. Some teams run into a backup quarterback and don't have any film on them and don't know how to hold them. But I feel like we held up pretty well, all things considered. And the running game is just what was tearing us up. And so, I mean, we got to do better on that, and we got to score more points for sure. But it wasn't too bad. It was a good win.
Mm-hmm. Double M. Did you get to peep any of that game? Because I was looking and I was like, I know that ain't who I think it is.
Yeah, I watched all of it.
Any takeaways?
I watched all of it.
Any takeaways?
Yeah, not New England. Green Bay ain't what they were last year. And I think they missed Devontae Adams. They can say it till the cows go home, but they missed Devontae Adams. And so when they play a team that has a elite defense, Green Bay gonna lose. I figured they wouldn't. I picked Green Bay to win because it was New England. I just didn't think New England was gonna play them that close. They got some issues, Joe.
I mean, I don't deny that we missed Devontae. Apparently I haven't said that often enough, but of course we missed Devontae. Goodness gracious. Every time I see a rookie drop the ball, I'm like, Devontae. Every time I see him throw a dangerous pass to Alan Lazard, I'm like, please catch it like Devontae. It's a lot. There's a lot where we missed Devontae. But
you still got them going to the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm not gonna waver in that.
I mean, I'm not saying you should, but like, are you you had like real confidence? Like, you don't think that y'all might get knocked out in the divisional?
I only have similar confidence now because I feel like Aaron is actually getting used to the receivers. He's actually he's found a pretty good rookie to throw to. Romeo Dobbs and him actually finally started throwing and catching some passes together, and he's running similar routes to where you have to know what Aaron Rodgers wants to be able to catch that ball. Like, it's comforting to see some of those transactions finally go down. It's just the little setbacks whenever they drop a pass in a tight situation that I have to remember, this is still their first year playing with Aaron Rodgers and also, playing in the NFL. And so that's tough to see, but it looks like they're getting some sort of chemistry going. So I'm glad to see it.
Okay, but Joe, the touchdown pass he dropped, that was in his hands.
I mean, the ground forced it out. I mean, it's not like he caught it, but when he fell to the ground, it bobbled out. I mean, what you gonna do about that?
put two hands on the ball,
like Chase Claypool should have.
A lot of people drop those passes.
Dude, okay.
And he did.
That should have been
credit everything he did in the game just because he dropped that one in the end zone. Like, he was doing great up until that point, and he continued to do good.
Okay, but even because when he caught it, he hit his feet 1, 2. At least put your right arm down to brace your fall, so you're not falling on the ball.
Probably easier said than done.
Well, you said 1, 2 in your head. Maybe he said 1, 2 in his head and thought, okay, this is a touchdown, even if I drop the ball. Maybe he thought that. Maybe he thought it was a football to go 1, 2.
Okay, but then he need to do like Kyler Murray. They need to have him studying every week to understand you gotta survive the ground.
You know.
It's
up,
week
Gabe?
4, man. It's week 4. He's a rookie.
Go ahead, Gabe. Huh?
Kyler Murray study.
Oh. He said Kyler Murray ain't studying. That's funny. We moving on. Gabe, go ahead. Come on right back because we got your game up next. Chicago, New York Giants. Giants won 20-12. What's going on? I ain't see now another highlight. I ain't see nothing. I just know that Gabe and Joe picked the Bears to win. Gabe, what happened? Hello?
All right, so this is what happened. The Giants were mad that they lost to the Cowboys. And so they were mad they lost to the Cowboys. They decided to take it out on my second year quarterback. That's all that happened. Ain't nothing else to say.
So it ain't because y'all bad. It was because they was
we
mad.
already know we not the best team. I know we not the best team. I mean, okay, I look at this division. In all honesty, unless something completely switches, the Bears are the fourth best team in the league in this conference. Here's the kicker, though. Detroit should be the best team.
They should. We gonna get to that.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm not gonna steal the thunder. Detroit needs to figure out what the heck going on because it's the same stuff that dude talk about in Hard Knocks, and these ding dongs cannot win. Detroit. I'm gonna say my piece on that. That's ridiculous. So the way I look at it, compared to the Bears, it's the Vikings, it's Green Bay, and it's Detroit. That's the way this division should be lined up right now. Detroit need to get some act right, but Chicago, hey, we're gonna be picking in the top of the draft. We're probably gonna get like a top 10 defender. You know, I'm gonna be honest. You know what's gonna happen? Chicago's gonna get either the number 1 or between 1 and 3 top picks this year, and we're gonna end up with Will
You think
Anderson
y'all that bad?
from Alabama? No, I very much think that. I really do. But here's the thing: I would do that. No, I'm serious now. I would do that. I said, go ahead, make it a bad year. Just kind of let Justin Fields honestly, I just say just let Justin Fields go out there and start throwing the ball. Just hey, look, man, just go play like you in college. Just who cares? Forget the playbook. So he do that. We lose. We get Will Anderson from Alabama. So now you got Will Anderson at the front. You got Jackson at the back. You will keep your linebacker because now the linebacker, you can do a strong side with Roquan, redo his contract because he's going to play hard this year. And you got Will Anderson both on the strong side. Then, hey, we got a legit defense then. Then we sit back, we add a couple running backs in the free agency. And then, hey, we'll be a solid team next year. But right now, that's a bull job that they putting out there. I'm going to be honest with you, man. It's ridiculous.
Yo, forget
my bear emblem is upside down now. That's how bad it is.
Saying forget the playbook is nuts.
You should.
Yo,
That's crazy.
that is insane. I'm clipping that. I'm gonna put that out. Tag the Bears in it. They gonna hire Gabe. He gonna get the bag. You know what I mean? It's gonna be tough. Griffey said it's not the defense. They definitely need a wide receiver. What happened to Mooney? I thought Mooney was him.
Right. He's still out there. He just ain't doing that.
Well, that whole it's okay, just have a bad year. You know they got Miami for that. You know what I'm saying? Man. Speaking of Miami, let's go to that game. Oh man, Tua done almost lost his mind for real. That's crazy.
That's wild.
I know. It was pretty wild. We did not get to cover it last week, but last week Tua didn't even take a hit. He fell on a kind of like a roughing the passer type call, and hit his head on the turf. When he did that, he grabbed his head, got up, started jogging, and then body just shut down, dropped to one knee, and then his lineman was holding him up like, yeah, you good, and it looked like very weird. I wanted to address it last week, but other stuff took precedent, and he ended up coming back in the game. Fast forward to this past Thursday, they playing Cincinnati in Cincinnati, and he gets slammed and hit his noggin again. Then fingers got stiff, looked like you just dropped him in a grease. He out cold. It looked it nuts. And the NFL concussion protocol is a joke. Now, the NFLPA did investigate, and during that investigation process, they actually fired the, let me see what I got wrote down, the neurotrauma consultant. And allegedly, it wasn't even necessarily his part in it, but he was being difficult during the investigation. They was like, you know what? I'm just go ahead and let you go. Go ahead and let you go. And the protocols have been, they've definitely been edited now. Like they're changing. So as a coach, I'm gonna go around the room. They were playing Buffalo. Let's go to last week's game. They were playing Buffalo. It's week 3. Do you put him back in the game, Joe?
Can I make a side note before I address that?
Absolutely.
57-yard touchdown by Debo.
All right, man. My goodness, bro. You make me sick, yo.
You know, whoever that was in the chat was really coming for me, talking about Ayuk gonna be going crazy, Ayuk this, Ayuk that. They didn't even want to speak on Debo. Like, I felt that's disrespectful. I just had to put it out there.
You said that like it's not the second quarter, and Ayuk can't go for 60 himself.
And what, they gonna take Debo out the game? That's all I'm saying.
You got it, big bro. You got it, bro. You got it.
Say one go off, but the other can't go off. That's all I'm saying.
Like you told me, bro. You got it, bro. You got it. You got it. Joe be making me mad when I be debating with him, and then he just say I got it. No, I ain't got it. We going at it. I don't got it. I don't want it. Joe be getting me heated, yo. What about Tua, Joe?
Okay, my man. Okay, Tua. That like when he first fell. Okay, maybe bring him to the sideline. Let's talk to him. But that little shake he did afterwards. You might need to come sit by me for a second. That looked alarming.
Yeah.
Like, there was no outside contact. He ain't trip on nothing. It was just, oop, there goes the body. Like, nah. Yeah, I'd bench Tua after that. I'd have to take him out the game, put him in the blue tent, keep him out the game, do whatever. Nah, that don't look great. That's not a great look at all.
Bro.
When that's me not knowing the protocols for concussions. Like, that's just me looking at it. Like, that don't look great at all.
Now, I want to make sure we attack every single aspect of this. And we ain't got to spend forever on it, but I just want you to think about this. So Tua goes out. They pull him. It's like, okay, that looked crazy. Somebody analyze him. Teddy goes out. Immediately turnover. Like...
Are you asking me, do I look down at Tua after seeing that? Do I tap him on the back to see if he good? You feel alright?
Yeah. Cause keep in mind, they're fiery hot. 2-0. This is the Bills. They've been bullying that division for ever since Tom left. And it's like, yo, we got a team. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Hold on, let me go to Double M. Double M, what are you thinking? I'll come back to you, Joe.
Well, first of all, I think that's exactly what happened. Despite what that coach said, I'm not going to jeopardize the player, blah, blah, blah. I've had a concussion playing football, and your body go limp and you can't get up, you can't walk, you disoriented. And they knew all them signs was there. You didn't have to go in no protocol. If you're a medical professional and you see how he responds, you know the likelihood is that he has a concussion automatically. This dude can't even walk.
They said it was a back. They said it was his back.
He could not walk. Your back ain't gonna make you wobble like that. If it was your back, he probably ain't getting off the ground.
In the second quarter, that's crazy.
Man, that's...
Imagine,
They jeopardized that man's...
Yeah, that's not funny.
For a win.
In week 3!
Like, that's the other thing. Like, knowing how injury prone Tua already is.
That part, dude. That part.
I would not put him back out there week 3.
Yeah, nah. Hey, and plus on top of that, it's just not. It's like Tua been playing lights out. Statistically, he's one of the best QBs at that point in the league. But it's only been 3 weeks. And can we all be honest? Hey, our success thus far ain't necessarily because of him, yo.
What you mean?
They got a solid defense and they got a track team of receivers. I don't really need him. Like, he's doing great. Let me not. Huh?
They got an Alabama team.
Yeah, that's exactly what they look like. They got Bama. And Bama just bring up somebody else and keep doing what they do. I'm gonna try to be like really objective. Honestly, I don't think I'm putting him back because it is a 17 game season. And if I believe in my team the way I'm like, we've gone to blows with the Ravens. We didn't already show we can come back. I'm gonna play the long game. That's the same way I play fantasy. I play the long game. We'll do whatever we need to make it through, long as we're in the right position at the right time. I'm not putting them in. And let's just say hypothetically you take him out. Do you play him Thursday? I ain't even get to ask Gabe yet. Hold on, Double M. 1 second. I want to, I'm trying to wheel and deal. Make sure we get some evenness around here. Gabe, what do you think about like if you're the coach, you putting him back in or no?
Yes.
You say yeah.
Hold on.
Yep. All right. So here's the thing. I'm the coach. No. Listen. I'm thinking if I'm NFL, if I'm an NFL coach, not who we are, cause analyze. I'm an NFL coach. We got a protocol in place. Hey, Tua, did he pass that protocol? Yes, he passed the protocol, Coach. Tua, you want to go play? Yeah, I want to go play, Coach. Get your butt in there, go play. Here's the reason why you going to play. This is Buffalo Bills. It's AFC component, and they're in my division. This game literally can decide between whether or not I'm going to have home field in the playoffs or I'm going to be visiting everybody. Because only one of us is coming out of this division as a winner, and the other one's going to have a wild card. So now I need to win this game. Now, once we get past this game, and if we had won this game, hey, Tua, you sitting your butt out. You got 4 days. I don't care if you didn't pass out. I can say whatever I want on the injury report. I can say, hey, his back really not feeling good. We want him to ice it up. We want to send him butt down. Hey, because I'm not really worried about the Burrow. I can afford to lose the Cincinnati game. I can't afford to lose the Buffalo Bills game because it's going to come down. It's very well might come down to that. So, as a coach, yes, if you pass it, you play. But that Cincinnati game, you ain't going nowhere near the field. We talking about a 4-day turnaround. I don't care if he did pass it. We know the NFL lies. We know they can move things around. I can say whatever I want on the injury report and get him sat down. And guess what? All people can do is hypothesize of what may be going on. But it doesn't matter. I won the game against Buffalo. I'm good in my division. I got a chance to go in the playoffs, get home field advantage. Bro, that's my 2 cents on it.
That's very interesting.
I don't not like that take. That's a good objective take from somebody from the opposite perspective.
Yeah, it definitely boils down to the type of coach. Because Double M, I imagine this example might be running through your head. There are some people that put Tua in, and there's some people that wouldn't. I don't think Mike Tomlin would have put him in, because we got a case of Ryan Clark. Literally, he had sickle cell, and the altitude in Denver was going. He could have died. You know what I'm saying? Doctors cleared him. Ryan Clark ready to go. Everybody ready to go, and Mike Tomlin like, bro, if you was my son, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. You're not playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a bona fide example. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, it boiled down to the coach. Boiled down to the type of coach. But, man, that's crazy, yo. That's crazy. Did I answer the question? Go ahead, Double M.
I get what Gabe is saying. If the logic is, we gonna let him get through this game, and we'll sit him the next week. But if you win, you're not sitting him next week because of how he played. So he must be fine. But now you jeopardize a one game and your thought to win the division. How do you know you couldn't beat Buffalo twice? The second thing is, you may have just lost him for 4, 5, 6 weeks.
You might have lost him forever. That boy looked nuts on the field.
I mean, so I just can't see it. Like I said, I've had the concussion playing football and how that feels. And if it's anything like what I felt, yeah, there's no way he should have went back.
Here's my thing. This is my take on it. I probably wouldn't put him in, but it's probably none of the stuff y'all just listed. If I'm the coach, I think I'm fine. My scheme finna get us the dub. I don't care who you put in the center. Teddy, it's your time to shine. Next man up. I'm playing the long game.
That's crazy.
Is it though? That's how a lot of coaches be thinking though.
I believe you 1,000%. If that was you, I bet you would.
I don't need Tua. Boy, what?
Put another body.
Yeah, but you know what though? That's the way Belichick coaches.
That is the way Belichick coaches.
He don't care about these losses in September and October.
Belichick said the season don't start till November,
December, and January. That's right.
Yeah, he said it don't start till Thanksgiving. His words. Dang.
He gonna have all them bugs worked out, and you better be looking out for him.
Belichick would have win that till it was like, yeah, what I just saw I ain't really like. Go ahead and get the next quarterback and come in.
But you gotta remember one thing, guys.
What's that?
These folks getting paid, man. So it's different from us, playing high school, college ball before NIL. Who was like, yo, hey, dude, can you pass it? Yeah, you can pass it. All right, you finna get a $1 million+ check. You need to go finish these 4 minutes. Go ahead and finish these 4 minutes. We'll figure you out after this. But like I said, I would put him in. But honestly, he would not have made it. He would not have played that turnaround. He would have only played Cincinnati if we could have put 7 days between. And that was the bad call right there. Because they could have got away with it. They really could have. If they had sat him for Cincinnati. It just said it was his back.
Griffey make a good point. He said he shouldn't have started when they had Fitzmagic. And I was saying that back then. But that was all they owner. That wasn't Brian Flores. They was locked in on tour. And they could have Miami's a joke in the front office to me. Like, man, we ain't even gotta get in all that because we still got a lot of stuff to go. What happened? Yeah, we didn't get that at all.
He was going lock
they'll do anything.
Oh, yes, they will.
They don't have no screws. They don't have no more. No ethics.
Yeah, it's Miami. You know, it's a lot of stuff go down in Miami anyway. You know what I'm saying? They in Florida. Florida crazy. Buffalo and Baltimore. Everybody picked Buffalo except for guess who? Gabe. Gabe said Baltimore all day. And I'm bringing this game up because we're not going over every game. I'm bringing this game up because here we are, the second time this season, and it keeps happening. Baltimore just, boy, they'll give up a lead, won't they? They will give up a lead. And I love to see it. Double M, did you get like any highlights from this game?
I watched part of it.
Was it like satisfying to watch Baltimore really just break down and let them come back? Like, I love to see it, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll just tell you like this. That was, I watched all of it. That was the best game of the weekend. Because it was back and forth. It was Lamar. I just like to see good competition. So
they was up 20-3 on them at one point, though.
I understand, but I also knew Buffalo was going to come back.
They ain't go back and forth if it was only one lead change at the end of the game.
They went. Yeah, but that was in the third and the fourth quarter is when it was going. You're right. Baltimore should have blew them out the way they played, but
those wings are hot.
I mean, their defense is, well, you know, that's my Super Bowl pick anyway. But their defense is it gets suspect at the end of the game, and it can't all be on Lamar.
You agree with him going for it, Harbaugh? Double M?
I'm 50-50. I'm not upset about him going for it. I don't like the play call.
Gotcha.
Because Dobbins was going crazy. And so if you you put the ball in Lamar's hands.
Is that their second string running back?
No, Dobbins is their starter.
Nah, Jackson, the starting running back.
No, Dobbins got hurt. That was their starter.
Lamar Jackson is RB1. Last I checked.
All right. That ain't what his position reads.
But I mean, come on, like.
But if you do an option between Dobbins and Lamar, I'm better with that than trying to throw like that.
Get me Lamar in the backfield, and I'm with it. The best game of the week, Double M, I think you're mistaken. It was Minnesota and New Orleans.
That was intriguing.
That was great. In London too. Like that was fun.
Yeah. That a good old double doink.
Double doink.
The NFC North just loves a good double doink.
That is funny.
But you know, I feel good about my pick for the NFC. Now, Saints may not make it to the championship, but they gonna make it out of their defense, out of that division. Cause Tom's finna lose on his last year. Baker ain't it, and the Saints got just a good enough team to come out and go to the playoffs.
Yeah, they did that without Jameis too, didn't they?
Yep, they sure did.
Andy Dalton in there throwing.
Yup. Oh, that was Andy Dalton. That show was Andy Dalton. Red Rocket. A Red Rifle, baby. Red Rifle. My fault, Andy. My bad, Andy.
Red Rifle.
I said it out loud anyway.
I got one more game and then we go to the predictions so we can end it. Okay.
Okay.
Detroit. Seattle. Detroit lost 48-45. I'm bringing this game up because Detroit has been a consistent topic on this podcast. Is being Gabe. Saw Hard Knocks was like, hey yo, they are them. Detroit is number 1 in scoring offense. They average 35 points a game. They are 32nd in scoring defense. They are 1-3. They putting up points though. All you fantasy heads out there, you get you some Detroit players because they're gonna put up points.
Hey, Jamal Williams put up numbers this weekend.
I know. I had him in a different league. And Gabe, man, I bet if Gabe, Gabe, I was saying, and we've talked about this already. Gabe, I was saying, for your first choice at running back in the draft, Jamal Williams was not a good choice. But I never said he wasn't a good player to have on your team. Gabe got rid of Jamal Williams. He was sitting in free agency and somebody just scooped him up.
Yep, live and learn, man. It's gonna be a different. It's gonna be a different season.
You live and learn. You live and learn. But Gabe, you know, if you have Jamal Williams, you beat me this week.
Nah, like seriously, if I had Herbert, I would have beat you. I just did the math. I would have beat you by 1 point, I think, the way I'm looking at it right now.
The game ain't over, so you still got to see what San Fran defense gonna do. Cause
I'm not worried. They shutting down the Rams. They are shutting down the Rams.
Yeah, they racking up some sacks.
Yeah, I mean, like literally, you know, San Francisco played Los Angeles hard. So yeah, I would have. I mean, look, like you said, man. Hey, I'm learning. You the aficionado. Hey, maybe I get a chance to play you again. I'll probably do something different. But hey, you won, man. It's what it is, man. I love a good player on the bench, man. That was my problem.
I'm just mad that Jamal Williams. Nah, I got him in another league. He did. Hey, Joe, I think I got him in the RFL. Did you see what I did in the RFL? Joe, we on the podcast. I'll tell you about that later. I went nuts, Joe. Hey, what? All right, listen. I don't want to be unorganized. I want this to be a good listening experience. I'm sorry for anybody listening that it's hard to follow, but I can't quite wrap my head around why Detroit is going through what they're going through. They putting up points. They just don't know how to win. They just don't know how to win. What needs to happen? Because they have not lost a game by more than 4. It's just confusing. And why did Seattle of all teams go crazy on Detroit like that? Now they was missing DeAndre Swift. They was listening to St. Brown. So they 2 number 1 skill position players was out. But they still put up 35. I can't figure it out. Joe, they in your division. Tell me.
Every time. Almost, I feel like I say this every time we play an NFC opponent. I tell you, they're not terrible. They're not bad. It's just they're always lacking something. It's always that last little bit. They always do 1 or 2 things to ensure that they lose. And when y'all gassed up Detroit and was talking about how good Detroit is doing and how they have good players and they putting up numbers and all that, I'm like, yeah, I understand that. But Detroit is just one of those teams that will do things to make them lose. Same goes for the Vikings. Same goes for the Bears. It's weird. You don't believe it until you watch the whole game and then you're confused at the end. But there's just something that those teams are lacking. And until they get it, they'll just be good teams that put up great numbers, but will amount to nothing in the end. And they'll stay at the bottom of the NFC.
They're the Browns.
I will add this though. I do believe
our divisions are the same. Our divisions are the same.
They are the same. Go ahead, Gabe.
I do believe Detroit has a chance. If they can figure this out, if they can figure out how to close this game, they got a chance at least being a wild card. Because the thing is, I can't believe it, but Green Bay has figured it out. And Detroit can't.
I mean, an element of that too. I wouldn't necessarily just say that sometimes. I'm speaking broadly here for years past, and maybe even years to come, I don't necessarily think Green Bay has always been better than the teams in the NFC North, and that's why they've won. I genuinely believe they've won just because they figured them out and they know that team. Because sometimes it'd be looking iffy at the end of some of our games, and it always be going tit for tat. But there's either something that Aaron knows, there's something that the defense knows. There's always something that I feel like the team as a whole just knows the other team. And that it just works out for us. That's all I got to say.
Rob Noxious in the chat says Green Bay is good because the people on the team. Boy, stop. Boy, sit down.
That, boy. I appreciate that.
Sit down. Nah, boy, that ain't it. That ain't
we
it.
need to interact with the show more often. I think we can be buddies.
I don't even know who that is. Message me. Tell me who you are. Unless you're a random, welcome to the show. Podbean.com /sports. Man, listen. Y'all want to get into the predictions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so let me see my notes. He said he random. Welcome to the show, bro. We do this every Monday at 7:30. Subscribe. Link in the link tree in the chat to show you all of our stuff. We on what are we on? We are on I just lost my whole brain, bro. I feel like Tua, bro. What's going on?
We on IG, on Facebook, and TikTok.
Yes, we are on TikTok. I just thought about that. I was like, we ain't on no TikTok. I just made it 2 weeks ago. We are also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, all of your podcast aggregators. But the live show is the most consistent thing that gets done on time every week. So, week 5, Pittsburgh, Buffalo. Give me the Steelers. Stop playing with me, Kenny Pickett. Huh?
You didn't give us our records for this past week.
Oh, I'm so sorry,
Give
y'all.
us the records, dude.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
But it's okay.
Okay. Do y'all want this week's record first or this year's record?
This week first.
This week, Tiz tore everybody up. He is 13-3. Gabe, you did the worst. You went 6-10. I'm right ahead of you at 7-9. Double M at 9-7, and Joe at 10-6.
I love to see it.
So in
Hey,
Joe,
but I got the Steelers loss right.
huh?
I got that Steelers loss right.
And yet
Did you get that? Did you get that Bears? Did you get that Bears dub right? Oh, it
No, I
wasn't
did
that.
not.
It wasn't. That. Got you. Did you get that fantasy win? Never mind. For the year, that puts me at 24-39. Double M is 30-33, very consistent. Joe is 31-32. Gabe, you had a great week last week, and you just wet the bed this week, so you enjoyed tied at 31-32, and Tiz is at a whopping 24-23 because he is missing 14 games. But
getting the 400 this week.
You getting over 500?
I'm getting the 500 this week.
Okay. Well, you know, since we record on Mondays, it starts with tonight. Who up right now? Between Los Angeles and San Fran. San Fran?
14-6. Yep.
Fran.
Dang,
Thursday
boy.
started.
Joe is the only one that picked San Fran off to a decent start, I guess.
It ain't over. You know Garoppolo gonna do Garoppolo things.
That's very true.
Matthew Stafford's doing real Lion things right now. Real Detroit vibes from Matthew Stafford right now.
I got you, Griffey said he wants to be in the predictions. I don't mind it. He's in the podcast league. He's in the chat every week. Griffey, you are part of the show. So Griffey got the Buffalo Bills. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tiz sent me his picks earlier today, so I have all of his picks. Tiz got Buffalo. Double M, who you got?
Joe, how many games ahead of me?
He's one.
One.
He's one game ahead of you.
This is why I love this show.
So who you got?
Oh, I ain't going against my boys.
You gonna be real shocked when they win.
I'm going.
You know what to do,
No,
Double
I'm
M.
picking this. I'm picking the Steelers. I'll just make it up another week.
Gotcha.
Because I've been waiting for Kenny Pickett. I think Kenny Pickett gonna rally them boys to play.
I think the same thing that happened whenever a new quarterback come in and the team ain't got no whole bunch of film. I think he finna rock they world. Joe, who you got?
Give me Buffalo immediately.
All right. That's all right.
With no hesitation.
You watch your mouth, Joe.
Don't tell him
Watch your
nothing.
mouth.
Don't tell him nothing. Joe, who you playing? Joe, who you playing in fantasy next week? Cause I got them. Gabe, who you got between Pittsburgh and Buffalo?
Oh man, I already told you, man. I'm right on the Steelers bandwagon, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Buffalo
sir.
ain't been winning by no major point, and I think the Steelers finna clip them. I really do. We finna get some Buffalo wings next week.
I love the wings. Let's get it.
Gabe, we tired, bro. We tired of predictions. Where you going, Gabe? You going the wrong way.
All right, we gonna remember this. We gonna remember you said this. This is a recorded live program.
Man, do what you gotta do. Put an asterisk, put a note under the bottom. Y'all ain't got it.
I did. And that brings us to our next game. New York Giants, Green Bay, 8:30 a.m. in London, bruv. Give me the Giants.
Daniel Jones is not playing today.
I don't care. Y'all just almost lost. All right, bro. You got it. It's going to be in London, bro. It's London, bruv. I don't think you got the facilities for that, big man. Let me tell you something, bruv. New York is a bit closer to London than Green Bay. And I think that the weather's going to be pretty comparable to how it is in New York, yeah? You understand me? You understand? It's a bit sad, isn't it? It's a bit sad. She's going to lose to the Giants. This is a trap game for you, bruv. Who you got, Double M?
Every week feels like a trap game.
I'm taking the Giants.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Joseph, who do you have?
You know, I'm usually not a guy for the easy win, but I guess I'll have to take it this week. Give me Green Bay.
You sure ain't for an easy win in fantasy. You said what?
I like to work for mine.
I can hear you now.
Oh, I'm taking the Giants.
Yeah. I heard you. Gabe, who you got? New York and Green Bay and London.
I apologize, but that's a bad man in Green Bay.
That's what I'm talking about.
He bad, all right.
You can be a Steelers fan, but you can throw a little of that love too.
I promise you, I ain't going against Aaron Rodgers. Nah, I learned my lesson.
Got them boys in the North whipped.
It's so funny that you, Gabe, Double M, and Joe is just in this three-way race. And I don't know what happened. I was the 50-50 guy last year. I'm down bad. You heard? Griffey got the Packers. It is what it is, Griffey. He said that Saquon's still going off.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be tough. Because, that's gonna be tough.
You know what though? But you underestimate the Giants' defense. I'm telling you.
Absolutely. Their defense been solid for the past couple years.
Okay.
You ain't want to believe. So you don't be watching. You won't be watching the games. You just be watching the Packers. You don't be watching. You be watching Red Zone, bro. You don't know.
I ain't had Red Zone since last year, man. I ain't had Red Zone since last year.
I ain't send you the link. Oh no, never mind. Chicago, Minnesota. I'm sorry, Gabe, but Minnesota's gonna stand up. And you don't mind, because, you know, y'all want the pick. Double M, who you got?
Where they playing at?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
All right, Joe. You said what, Joe? Joseph, what's going on with your audio? Am I tweaking? Is it me?
No. He back.
Oh, okay. Joe, are you there, buddy?
Do I sound any better?
Yes, we didn't hear anything, but now we can hear you. So who you got?
Minnesota's got to have it. Minnesota's got it.
Gotcha. Tia's got Minnesota. Gabe?
I'm around with Chicago.
Gotcha.
Even though we're going to lose, I'm still around with Chicago.
My condolences, big dog.
I don't know. It might not be as bad as I think it's going to be. I might have to sneak out with one. Because you know Kirk Cousins will turn to Cousins Kirk every now and then.
Definitely. He'll do it. He'll do it. He'll do it.
He will do it.
And Griffey got the Vikings. Indy, Denver, Thursday night football. These horses are going at it.
I don't know.
I do. I got Indy. I got Indy. Because Broncos country. Not riding.
Who's next, man? Who's next?
Oh, I thought he would just jump in. I'm tweaking. Double M.
Oh, am I after you?
Yeah.
I want to say Indy, but I think Russell might be done found his groove back.
Do y'all understand that Javonte
I'm
Williams
going
is
back.
out for the season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that, but I'm still going Broncos.
Going Broncos with Melvin Gordon. Gotcha. Joe?
Broncos country.
Yeah.
Let's ride.
Tears got Broncos country. I guess y'all riding together. Gabe?
Broncos.
All right. This'll be one of them that really have me down. Los Angeles. And Cleveland. Huh? Oh, Griffey, who he said Broncos. He said Broncos with the upset.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy. You too, Griff? You too? Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't think that's an upset either.
Oh.
I'm more surprised that they haven't been better already.
LA Chargers in Cleveland. I got the Chargers. Double M.
Chargers.
Joe?
Chargers.
Tia's got the Chargers. Gabe?
Okay. Is there their defensive end back yet? The one that got hurt, Garrett.
I think he played, didn't he? I don't know.
I'm
he didn't
gonna
play
say
Sunday.
Oh, he didn't?
okay. I'm gonna say Chargers.
I don't think so.
But I need to find out if he playing or not. Because if he playing, they gonna light that boy up. I'm gonna be honest with you. They gonna put some hits on his ribs. So I'm gonna go Chargers, but I'll let you know if I find out if he playing. I'm probably gonna switch.
They put an asterisk.
Yep.
I got you. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Whenever we all pick the Chargers, we all be right. So I'm going off the strength of friendship. Houston, Jacksonville. Oh, Griffey got the Chargers. He said I like Brissett, but not consistent with the wide receivers. That's true, because Peoples-Jones put up 0.21, then he put up 12 all of a sudden. Nah. Sorry, Jacoby.
Joku, he be catching everything you throw at him.
Man, bro, I tried to get him. I couldn't get him. But,
Me too, bro. Me too.
you seen to them.
Yeah.
Nah, you know what's so bad? I put in for him. I was like, ain't nobody finna see this. And, like, I could not remember. I was like, I know I put more than just that move in. I know it was somebody else I was trying to get, but I couldn't remember. And I just remember it was Njoku. I just knew I had him. But Houston and Jacksonville, they're very interesting. Jacksonville coming off a loss to Philly. Houston coming off a loss to the Chargers. But Houston been in a lot of them games. And Damian Pierce is finally showing up. Give me Houston. Double M.
Man, I want to say Jack. I'm gonna go with Houston. I'm going with Houston.
All right, Joe.
And Jacksonville played Philly kind of tight. And did that game start off with like a pick six or something like that?
I don't remember.
Give me Jacksonville.
All right, Tia's got Jacksonville too. It's up to Gabe. Gabe, you got Trevor Lawrence. What are you gonna
I'm going
do?
Jacksonville on that one. Trevor Lawrence had a rough game last week. That defense legit. I forgot about Darius Slay over there. But he come back, he gonna put up 30 points. And I already know Double M gonna have him on team, so he'll playing Double M fantasy. Y'all finna catch it. Cause he getting Trevor Lawrence, he finna go off on y'all.
All right.
Yeah,
Griffey got the Jag.
Just make sure you send that pick over tomorrow. That trade.
I definitely will. Cause I need a running back now.
Okay, so let's see. Detroit, New England. I'm not going away from them. Sorry. Give me Detroit. Double M.
New England.
Joe.
You know, I know what I said earlier. But Detroit gotta have this one, right? Detroit.
Yeah.
Put up almost 40 points this last week. Surely.
They
Surely
averaged
they can let it
35.
out.
They averaged 35.
I don't think whatever backup quarterback the Patriots put out there is going to be able to put up points like Detroit.
Nah. They're supposed to get St. Brown back, too.
You do realize that's that's a Belichick coach defense, though, right?
Hey, we just played them. I fully understand that. I get it now. I get.
You know what they put up on Philly?
What they pull up on Philly?
Who?
Detroit. Detroit and Philly went out. They went at each other, bruh. Hold on.
They did.
I'm pulling it up. Wait a minute. Detroit, Philly, 35-38.
Woo! That's a point. That is some points. On a good defense.
That's what I'm. Hey, man. I'm going with Detroit. Tia's got Detroit. Tia's got the best record. I'm going with Tia's.
Billy got them dogs out there.
Billy do got them dogs. Griffey got the Pets. Joe, did you say New England?
No.
Oh, hey, yo, you know what? I do that sometimes. It's my fault. Hey, if I just know what somebody gonna pick, I just write it down. But
Give me the truck.
Gabe, who you got?
Give me New England.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Seattle, New Orleans. I don't know why, but I wrote down Seattle, and Tiz did too. I'm riding with Tiz. Double M.
Gino. Gino.
Who we got, Joe? Seahawks or Saints?
Double M done hype me up. Gino! Give me Gino!
Gabe?
Saints.
All right.
Not game.
He be riding with him. Very interesting. Miami. New York Jets. They won't have Tua. And Zach Wilson is hitting the gritty. I mean, they seem a little fired up right now.
Oh, man.
I got Miami. Double M.
I think I'm going Jets.
Double M is not the week. It's not the week, Double M. You missed the week.
Okay. No. I'm going Jets.
All right. Joe.
It saddens me to hear the double M is going the other direction, but I'm gonna go ahead and go Miami. That defense can make up for whoever's under center.
Let me tell y'all something.
Oh wait, but Xavier Howard might be out.
But let me tell y'all something real quick.
Give me Miami.
This game will be a deciding factor probably on who take the lead next week. So mark my words. Gabe, who you got?
I'm going Miami. I think Teddy Bridgewater can do just enough because remember it's the Jets and Pittsburgh's supposed to win that game. Y'all know that. It's just the dude kept throwing interceptions.
Yeah, they had a chance to win with 3 interceptions thrown. Miami can do that.
Let me point this out. Kenny didn't get into the second quarter. Kenny played the whole game. They win, in my opinion. You know how many wasted possessions they had in the first quarter with Mitchell Trubisky? I watched the game.
I heard what you said.
If he would have started, bro, with the fire he came out with too, man, please. And Griffey got the Jets. He said Jets, because there is no Tua.
Jets.
Atlanta and Tampa. I am going with Tampa. Oh my goodness. Double M.
TB12.
Oh, that's one thing we didn't talk about. TB12 got that tail toe up against Kansas City last week. We didn't talk about it, I guess. Joe?
Probably Godwin. Godwin probably ain't gonna be there. It's got to be Brady. I mean, come on now. I hope.
Played yesterday.
Yeah, I'm saying, but with everybody there and playing the Falcons, I think it's got to be Tampa, right?
You tell me.
That's my mental dialogue going. That's my bad. Yeah, give me Tampa.
Tia's got Tampa. Gabe?
Or Tampa.
And I'm just waiting on Griffey.
I expected a woke pick right there.
Well, Tennessee, Washington. I got Tennessee. King Henry is back. Double M.
Tennessee.
Joe?
I actually got Washington. Carson Wentz has been playing some tough defenses, but you know how much you love to air it out, and that's a bad secondary in Tennessee.
Joe, that's gonna be one that you're gonna look back, Joe. I think you're gonna look back.
You can mark that one as maybe one that would be a turning point, but I don't think so. I think you get it.
All right, Double M. Every time Double M and Joe pick different, I got my microscope on it.
You hear that, Double M? We running this thing.
I can't.
Well, it's a three-way. It's a three-way thing. Gabe a wild card. Gabe will pick. I'm just gonna. It's the only way I can describe it. Gabe, who you got? Who at home? Washington.
I'm taking Washington on this one. My boy Robinson coming back. He's trying to run it down the gun on him. That's Robinson in that rushing game.
Now, I don't know about that.
I think that them boys from Alabama on that Washington Commanders line gonna sit back and say, Derek, we love you. You play with us, but we take you out of this game. I can see it. Washington all the way.
All right. And in case y'all ever want to clown him, Griffey is a notorious Titans fan, so he said Titans very quick.
Oh, why did you just say so?
He also picked Tampa Bay, if y'all keeping up. San Fran and Carolina. It was a storyline I didn't get to. It wasn't the biggest thing in the world, but Carolina got some issues. I'm going San Fran. Double M. Whoa.
He said San Fran.
Gotcha. Joe.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from San Fran right now. Give me San Fran.
Tia's got San Fran. Gabe, who you got?
Frisco, baby.
Who?
Frisco, baby.
Oh, I was finna say. I thought that's what I heard. And I was like, boy, what? Who is that? Oh, that's very interesting. So Griffey said he's 34-28 picking this year.
He's been keeping up with it.
Probably on his own time.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he's beating everybody. He wanted me. I don't know. Y'all don't know if y'all see the comments, but he said he wants me to keep up with his because he's quite sure he's gonna win. So be sure to break him down whenever we outpick him.
Got to.
This year. He's infiltrating the infrastructure.
I need you to highlight his section.
Got you. He gets San Fran. We only have a couple more games to go. Philly and Arizona. Philly. Everybody with Philly.
Nah, give me Arizona.
Nope, give me Arizona.
You know Joe going Arizona. Nope, I'm rolling Philly, baby.
Me, Double M, and Tiz.
But I think that Kyler Murray gonna be doing that little juking like he playing on Madden on the phone. He got to. Him and Hollywood they coming their own man. Hollywood putting up 20 points of fantasy. Yeah, they finna clown the boys. They finna clown.
Is it a double XP weekend?
It's not, bro. It's not.
It's not a double XP weekend.
They did just drop an update though.
They dropped the update. Philly, man. Griff got Philly. Dallas and the Rams. Tia's got Dallas. Do anybody got Dallas?
Man, you already know.
Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way.
Gabe?
I even forgot who the other team was. Who they playing?
They playing the Rams.
Oh yeah. Say it again, Gabe. My bad.
I got them Rams.
Gotcha. Okay.
There we go.
So Griffey want me to call him Mr. Anderson. Alright, bro. He said, LOL, just call me Mr. Anderson, no longer Griff. It's Mr. Anderson now. Me. It's weird because your name on the whatchamacallit is saying Stephen Griffey. It's screaming Stephen Griffey to me. But if you want to be Mr. Anderson, I suppose I'll allow
Think
it.
about the Matrix.
You said what now?
Think about the Matrix. He's straight up the Matrix.
Got you. Griff, who you got between Dallas and the Rams? Put in the comments. Cincy and Baltimore. Ooh, AFC North football. Give me Cincy.
Whoa.
Absolutely. We already beat them. I need them to win. And I think they'll do it too, because that running back under center just ain't it. I don't even know how they keep doing that year after year. People try so hard to, be different. I'm going to put a running back under center. Like, all right, dude. Double M, who you got?
Baltimore.
Oh, my goodness. Here go him. Joe?
Yeah, nah. Cincinnati do something to band-aid that offensive line every once in a while, but at the end of the day, Joe Burrow ain't safe. Give me Baltimore.
Joe Burrow don't need to be safe. He was paying rent basically on the ground last year. Still went to the Super Bowl. I'm going Cincy. Tiz pick Cincy. I'm with Tiz. Gabe, who you got?
All right. Lamar has lost 2 close games in a row. There's no way in the world that they finna lose another AFC game. They ain't losing this week.
I had no idea that's where you was going with that. I wrote down Cincy and everything. That's crazy.
They going Baltimore. I'm going Baltimore now.
Got you. Griffey got the Rams over Dallas. He got Baltimore. Last game, Las Vegas, Kansas City. Is anybody picking the Raiders?
Ugh.
KC all day on my side. Because my homeboy proved to me against one of the better defenses that he know what he doing. I'm fully riding with them to the Super Bowl this year.
They playing lights out. I can't believe this is even a discussion. Joe talking about some.
Because I feel like this would be a great opportunity for it to be a trap game.
Thinking too hard is how you end up losing last week, Joe.
I guess give me Kansas City. Put an asterisk. Don't even put nothing under the asterisk. Just put an asterisk.
Okay.
I can't tell you exactly why I'm skeptical. It's just it feels weird.
Gotcha. And Double M?
Kansas City.
Awesome. That has been our show. I would like to thank everybody that came through. I appreciate each and every one of you, including Ivan, our podcast editor. And closing statements, I guess. Double M?
We gonna get this win.
Yes, sir. Oh boy, he almost.
Boy.
Oh boy. Try it one more time, Double M. I want to hear it. We gonna get this win, and then what?
One week at a time.
Yeah, right. One week at a time.
There.
Joe!
I'm gonna break the mold this week. Usually my final statement is something Packer related, but I feel incredibly slighted at my recent fantasy criticism. So I would just like to point out that right now Deebo Samuel 19.8, Brandon Ayuk 6.1. I think I'm gonna sleep pretty well tonight.
It's not over. Gabe?
Let me clear my throat. So for everybody out there that's listening to the podcast that has the unfortunate opportunity to go against Boss Man T in fantasy, y'all screwed. Y'all screwed. Do y'all not know that this dude won with Waddle putting up a whopping 5 points? This dude got Chubb, Waddle, Burrow, DeAndre Swift sitting on the bench, and a couple other good players in a decent defense. I feel bad for everybody out of me. I think y'all finna get mad at
That sounds genuine.
This dude literally is finna put up about $150 every single week. He gonna average between 120 and 150 every single week. I feel bad for everybody. I feel good that mine's over with because I can say, hey, I lost, but I ain't lose that bad. Everybody else, y'all gonna be putting up about 100. He gonna be like 160, 150, and he's just gonna clear the deck. So, hey, everybody out there, hey, good. He won. Y'all screwed. Feel bad for you. Y'all better make some trades because y'all screwed. Y'all better make some trades because y'all screwed. Let's go Steelers.
That's funny.
Griffey had a closing statement. He said, I had fun. I'll see whoever in the championship. Great show. Alright. This ain't my closing statement, but I got a statement. I want to commend Gabe. I do. Because his day one team, as opposed to his current team, and if he play his cards right, his future team will be one of the best turnarounds that I've seen in fantasy. He's picking it up quite well. Go Gabe. But my closing statement, Pickett is the future for the next 20 years. Not incredible, not terrible, just relatable. I just want to holler at y'all. Appreciate y'all coming out. Podbean.com/sports talk.